So with this in mind, now let's look at the lift, computing the lift on the wing, the global lift and the global lift coefficient. And we start by looking actually at the local lift coefficient. From the Kutta-Joukowski law, we know that the local lift is proportional to the local vortex strength gamma, and so what we're going to do is simply integrate this so that the global lift on the wing, the total lift, is equal to the integral from minus b halves to b halves of the local lift, which is L tilde, which is a function of z, and because the local lift was rotated by alpha I, the global lift there, or the lift in this direction that is being generated by each local lift, is actually L tilde z times cosine of the alpha I of z. Okay, so that the induced angle of attack is a function of z. We take the cosine of that, multiply it by the local lift, and integrate that over dz, and that gives us the global lift. Now we can say that cosine of alpha I is very close to 1 because generally the induced angle of attack is very small, and so this can be approximated then as simply the integral from negative b halves to b halves of L tilde z dz, and if we plug in the Kutta-Joukowski law, that's equal to rho v infinity times the integral from minus b halves to b halves of gamma of z dz. Okay, so that gives us our total lift. That's our approximation for total lift. And now we can non-dimensionalize that. The total lift is can be written as a lift coefficient by dividing the lift by 1/2 rho v infinity squared times the wing area. Okay, that's how we non-dimensionalize a force on a wing. And so if we just plug this in, we get rho v infinity over 1/2 rho v infinity squared s times the integral from minus b halves to b halves of gamma z dz, and that can be simplified to the rho's cancel and one of the v infinities cancel, so that simplifies to 2 over v infinity s times the integral of minus b halves to b halves of gamma of z dz. Okay, so this is our lift coefficient. That's our global lift coefficient. And this up here is the global lift as a function of gamma. Once we have solved for gamma from lifting line theory.